Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we'll follow Tu Tien and little Anna through a simple but special day, harvesting cassava, grilling homemade cakes and walking together to the district market, where a tiny 15-month-old assistant helps Mum sell every last piece. If you enjoy this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Morning slips into the small farmhouse. It reaches the crib. Anna starts to wiggle, two short braids already a little crooked. In the doorway, Tu Tien wipes her hands on her apron and leans over with a warm smile. There you are. Good morning, little farmer. She lifts Anna up, kisses her cheek and holds her close. Bar went to work early, she says, thinking of Jack driving the white car out to the construction site at dawn. Today, it's just us girls. In the kitchen, she puts Anna in her small chair and feeds her warm porridge with mashed pumpkin. Some goes into the mouth, some on the bib. Anna bangs her spoon on the tray and laughs. "You're louder than the rooster," Tu Tien says. "Eat up, the garden is waiting." When breakfast is done and faces are mostly wiped, they step outside. The air is cool. In front of the house, the new flower beds Jack helped her plant are waking up, rows of seedlings and a few yellow buds. Tu Tien gives Anna a tiny plastic watering can with a little water inside. "This is yours. Mum will use the big one." They move along the rows. Tu Tien waters the roots. Beside her, Anna tilts her can and mostly waters the path and her shoes, laughing every time it splashes. "The flowers are here, not on your toes," her mother jokes. When the flowers are done, they head to the chicken coop. As soon as they appear, the hens rush toward the fence, clucking and flapping. "See, they know who brings breakfast," Tu Tien says. She pours cracked corn into the feeder. Chickens crowd in. Anna squeals and claps. One hen comes too close. Anna reaches out and Tu Tien gently pulls her hand back. Gentle. Chickens don't like hair pulling. When the coop quiets again, the sun has climbed a little higher. Beyond the yard, a narrow path winds up toward their cassava plot. "All right, Congai," she says, lifting Anna onto her back and tying the cloth carrier tight. "Now we go dig treasure." Because Jack took the car to work, they walk. The path climbs between bushes and small trees. Red earth shows under their feet. Anna rides quietly, chin resting on her mother's shoulder. The cassava field lies on a gentle slope, rows of tall green stems moving in the breeze. Tu Tien spreads a mat under a patch of shade and sets Anna down with a few toys and a bottle of water. "You stay here," she says. "If you move, you report to the chickens," she teases. Anna giggles and starts banging 2 cups together. Tu Tien takes the hoe, steps to the first plant, drives the blade into the soil. She loosens the base and pulls. White roots rise from the red ground, thick and heavy. "Good. You grew well," she says. She works along the rows in a steady rhythm. Lift, strike, pry, pull. Sweat beads on her forehead. Dirt works under her nails. Every few minutes she glances at the mat. Anna is still there, playing or simply watching. "We're making something tasty today," Tu Tien says aloud. "If we're smart, we can sell some and buy you a new bow for your hair." By late morning, a corner of the plot is harvested. Cassava roots lie in piles like short, white logs. She gathers them into a woven gui, stacking carefully. When the basket is full, she slips the strap across her forehead and straightens. "Phase 2, to the stream," she says, lifting Anna back onto her hip. The path to the water crosses a small ridge and dips into a cool hollow. Soon she hears water slipping over stones. The stream is shallow and clear. Tu Tien spreads the mat on a flat rock and sits Anna there, shoes off, toes dangling above the water. "Stay here. This river is not your bathtub," she warns gently. Kneeling on the bank, she tips cassava from the gui onto the stones. One by one, she dunks each root into the stream, scrubbing away red dirt with her hands. The water is cold, but welcome on her tired fingers. Beside her, Anna leans forward as far as she dares, eyes fixed on the water, hands waving whenever a leaf floats past. Clean roots pile on a dry patch of rock. When the last one is washed, Tu Tien reloads the gui and wipes her wet forearms on her sleeves. "Shong Roy, time to go home," she says. The walk back feels longer with the basket full, but she keeps a steady pace. At the house, she unloads the cassava onto the kitchen table and unties the carrier. Anna slides down into her arms, warm and a little sleepy. "Break time for you?" she says, settling the baby on a mat with toys. "Work time for Mum." She brings a low stool to the table and takes a knife. Each cassava root gets its rough ends cut away. She scores the skin and peels it off in thick strips, revealing smooth white flesh. Skins go into one basket. Clean pieces go into a big pot. When the pot is full, she carries it outside to the wood fire stove, adds water, and sets it over the flames. Smoke curls upward. As the cassava cooks, the kitchen fills with a warm smell. From time to time, she lifts the lid, pokes a piece with a chopstick and nods when it breaks apart easily. When they are soft, she drains the water and lets the cassava steam dry. Then she transfers the pieces into a large wooden mortar. "Now we make magic," she tells Anna, who has wandered to the doorway. She lifts the heavy pestle and starts pounding. The cassava breaks, then sticks, slowly turning from chunks into an elastic mass. Her arms ache, but the rhythm is steady. When it feels right, she slides the cassava into a wide basin. She sprinkles sugar over the top, then pours in thick coconut milk. Her hands dive in. She mixes and presses until the sugar dissolves and the coconut scent rises around her. On the mat nearby, Anna sniffs the air and lets out a small hum. "You'll know soon," Tu Tien smiles, pinching off a piece of dough. She rolls it between her palms into a small flat round and sets it on a tray. One by one, pale cassava cakes appear in neat rows, waiting for charcoal, smoke, and the rest of a busy day. By early afternoon, the sun is high but gentle, and a light breeze moves through the yard. On a low table, Tu Tien sets trays of pale cassava cakes, already shaped and resting. She lights the clay stove, waits until the charcoal glows red, then lays a metal grill on top and places the first row of cakes. Dough touches hot iron with a soft hiss. Edges dry, turn slightly yellow, and a warm smell of cassava and coconut starts to fill the air. Anna stands beside a little bench, two tiny braids bobbing as she tiptoes to see. Her fingers grip the edge, eyes fixed on the grill. "Smells good, right?" Tu Tien smiles. "But no touching, it's hot." Anna presses both hands to her chest like she understands. Tu Tien flips each cake with chopsticks. The bottoms are speckled brown, a little darker where sugar has caramelized. Finished cakes go to a clean tray, new ones go on. The pattern repeats: place, wait, flip, move aside. Smoke clings lightly to her hair, sweat beads on her forehead, but the tiredness feels honest and satisfying. When the last batch is done, the trays are full of warm cassava cakes, crisp outside and soft inside. "All right," she murmurs, "let's see if the market agrees." Before anything leaves the house, the smallest boss, has to taste. She tears open a small cake, blows on it, then offers a piece to Anna. The little girl opens wide, and the moment it hits her tongue, her eyes go round. She chews slowly, then lets out a serious little Tu Tien laughs. Quality check passed. Now Mom can sell. Inside, she pulls out a wide bamboo mat and a deep basket, lining both with fresh banana leaves. On the mat, she arranges the cakes in neat circles so the tray looks full and inviting. Extra cakes go into the basket, wrapped in paper to refill later. Anna sits on the floor pretending to cook with an empty container, then quickly steals one small cake when her mother turns away, crumbs falling all over her shirt. "Hey, that's for customers," Tu Tien scolds gently, wiping her down. Anna just grins, no shame at all. The sun starts leaning toward afternoon, the perfect time when people leave the fields and think about something warm to eat. With Jack at the construction site in his white car, there's only one way to reach the district market: walking. Tu Tien ties a clean scarf around her hair, dresses Anna in a tidy shirt, little pants and a light jacket, then straightens the two small braids again. She lifts the mat onto her head, balancing it until it feels steady, grabs the basket with one hand and lifts Anna onto her hip with the other. "Ready, Con?" Anna answers by stretching her arms out like wings. They leave the gate and step onto the dusty lane, passing fields and scattered houses. Neighbors call out, "Selling today, Tien?" "Yes, Auntie," she replies. "Cassava cakes. If you pass the market, come taste." Anna waves at every voice, fingers opening and closing. The Met balances above them like a pale moon. By the time they reach the district market, everything is alive. Stalls packed close, sellers calling, motorbikes weaving between baskets. The smells of fish, herbs, grilled meat and sugarcane juice mix in the warm air. Tu Tien walks to her usual corner where the breeze can still reach. She spreads a cloth on the ground, sets down the mat, and straightens the cakes again, front row extra neat. Anna sits beside her on a tiny stool, legs swinging, eyes wide with curiosity. It doesn't take long. An older woman slows, sniffing. "Cassava cakes? Homemade?" "Yes, Auntie," Tu Tien says. "Cassava from our field, coconut milk, a little sugar, grilled on charcoal." The woman buys one, takes a bite, and her eyebrows lift. "Good. Give me 6 more." Money changes hands. The first gap opens on the tray. Soon more people come. Some recognize Tu Tien from other days. Some follow the smell. Some simply notice Anna's bright eyes and come closer. A student buys 2 for the walk home. A delivery man eats 1 in 3 bites, nods, and comes back for another. Whenever someone smiles at Anna, the little girl beams and waves like a tiny salesperson. "Your daughter?" they ask. "Yes," Tu Tien answers proudly. "She helped Mom all morning." Between customers, she pulls out a small box of extra pieces and feeds Anna slow, small bites. Later, a dessert cart rolls by with black bean che. The sweet smell of coconut and beans drifts over them. Anna's head turns immediately, eyes locked on the cart. "Oh, you smelled that fast," her mother laughs. She buys a small portion, mostly beans and broth, and feeds her daughter little spoonfuls. Each bite earns a quiet sound of happiness that makes nearby sellers smile. As the sun dips, the crowd thickens. Workers finishing their day stop to buy cakes for their families. Voices blur into a steady hum. 5 pieces. 10 for my kids? Give me whatever's left on that side." Circle by circle, the Met empties. Whenever there's space, Tu Tien refills from the basket, so the tray always looks full. Her hands move fast, her voice stays calm and friendly. Anna leans against her side now, warm and heavy, struggling to keep her eyes open. Finally the sky turns deep blue. A woman with 2 children stops in front of them. "Still have some left?" "A few," Tu Tien says. "You're just on time." The woman buys the last cakes and shares them with her kids. When they walk away, only crumbs remain on the mat. The tightness in Tu Tien's shoulders loosens. She counts the folded notes quickly and tucks them into a small cloth purse. "We did it," she whispers to almost sleeping Anna. "Sold everything." The walk home is slower. Night gathers along the road. Crickets start singing. The met is light now on her head. Anna rests limp against her chest, finally asleep, breathing warm against her neck. When they step back into the yard, Jack's white car is already parked under the tree. Warm light spills from the doorway. Jack appears in work clothes, still dusty from the sight, but his face brightens as soon as he sees them. "There they are," he calls. "My cassava team." He takes the empty met from her, sets it aside and gently lifts Anna from her arms, kissing her cheek. "So, how was business today?" Over a simple dinner of rice, vegetables and a bit of meat, Tu Tien tells him everything. Watering the flowers, digging cassava, washing roots in the cold stream, pounding dough, grilling tray after tray, the old woman who bought 6, the kids licking their fingers, the bowl of cheer she couldn't resist for Anna. Anna babbles between mouthfuls, waving her spoon like she's adding her own version. Jack listens, smiling from start to finish. "While I stared at concrete all day," he says, "my wife and daughter made half the district fall in love with cassava cakes." "Not half," she laughs softly. "Just enough to sell out." "And enough," he replies, "to make today special." Later, when Anna is asleep and the dishes are washed, the house falls quiet. Outside, the garden rests. In the stove, the last charcoal has turned to soft grey ash. Tomorrow will bring another early drive for Jack, another busy day for Tu Tien, another round of spoons and chickens for Anna. But tonight, under one small roof, 3 tired bodies and 3 full hearts share the gentle pride of a simple day that turned roots from their own field into food, laughter, and a memory they'll carry for a long time. On a farm morning, Jack drives the white car to the construction site, leaving Tu Tien and 15-month-old Anna to share a girls' day at home. They water the flower garden, feed the chickens, then walk up to the cassava plot where Tu Tien digs thick roots while Anna plays nearby. At the stream, they wash cassava clean, bring it home, peel, boil, and pound it into soft dough mixed with sugar and coconut milk. Mother and daughter grill cassava cakes over charcoal, and Anna becomes the tiny quality control boss. In the afternoon, they walk on foot to the district market, Tu Tien balancing a full met of cakes on her head, while Anna sits beside her stall. Customers fall in love with the fragrant cakes, and by sunset they sell out and return home proudly to tell Jack everything.